Hey there explorers, I am Doodleman149 and welcome back to the channel. If you're anything like me, the recent silence, well, relative silence from Bethesda has been a little worrying, a little annoying, and mostly kind of concerning about the future of the game itself. However, fairly recently, Bethesda did release just the tiniest bit of teaser for us, something that, once put together, the teaser showed to be something called the Terran Armada. So, today, in this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on what the Terran Armada could actually be. I'm going to give you my thoughts on what it's not, what it could be, and what this could mean for the future of the game. Let's hop into this. Greeting you, spacefarers of the settled systems. Just patching into this transmission from the edge of the galaxy. Out here, beyond the glow of New Atlantis, I've established a prime outpost, a merch shop on Spreadshirt. Behold the true Doodle fan design, a stellar emblem forged from the quips I sling across my videos alongside other cosmic creations that I stand by. I'm sporting one now, crafted with top-tier quality, soft as a Chunk's Cola Fizz and tougher than a starship's hull. Want to back a lone starborn broadcasting tales across the stars? Then jet to the link below, grab some epic gear, and show the settled systems your style. You've earned it, traveler. First off, let's start off with what this isn't. I am 100% convinced that the Terran Armada is not DLC number 2. DLC number 2, I still have a slightly strong feeling it will still be called Starborn, just going off of Todd Howard's predictions way back in June, which nothing is actually, come of that, so it's a little hard to put that much faith into it. But the reason I don't think it is DLC 2 is because it's kind of out of nowhere. And are we really going to base an entire DLC off of radio silence and a teaser? I don't think so. So moving on to what I think it could be, I believe the Terran Armada could be a few things. One, based on the Tim Lamb interview, this could be something along the lines of his new gameplay mechanics that he mentioned, specifically the Armada portion, which the only way I can look at it is it would kind of be like the fleet system of Watchtower, but actually made by Bethesda, maybe with a few extra perks to it. Almost like, hear me out, the Assassin Missions board from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Like you can have ships with your crew piloting them and sending them off to actually do things. Maybe these things would earn you resources, it would earn you credits, it would do something. I feel like it can't just be, hey, here's Watchtower's mechanics, but we did it this time. Because if they did that, that would be so lazy. That would be unbelievably lazy. So I'm hoping if it is just a gameplay mechanic and it has to do with a fleet given Terran Armada, I hope it's more than just a Watchtower clone, especially since people have paid $10 for Watchtower already, and then we'd probably have to pay for this as well. Who knows? My second thought is that the Terran Armada is going to be a new faction in the settled systems. Because if you look at our factions, we don't have that many. We have the United Colonies, we have the Freestar Collective, the Crimson Fleet, Starborn, technically, and that's really it? I mean, Spacers? I guess you could count Spacers as another faction, but they even kill each other, so are they a faction? Crimson Fleet kill each other? I don't know. I believe it'll be an additional faction. And given its Terran Armada, Terran meaning Terra meaning Earth, if it's coming from Earth, I feel it would have to be some sort of, this is going to be a Fallout term, a pre-war faction? Similar to maybe the ECS Constant, or even, I can't remember that camp, but the one that has like FDR, Genghis Khan, like the clones of famous people. Those were all things sent out before the grav drive was invented. Those were sleeper ships, colony ships that were sent out way ahead of grav tech time. So I'm wondering if there was somehow a fleet that went out from Earth prior to grav drive tech that is now just entering maybe one of the areas of the settled systems. The only problem I see with that is these would be sleeper ships, they wouldn't have grav drive tech, so they would be a faction limited to a system. Literally just one small set of planets. And even then, them getting from planet to planet would probably take a really long time, so they'd almost be a Varun Kai of sorts, like on a planet. Except even the House Varun people have grav drive tech, so they'd be like an even more isolated, less advanced version of House Varun, which could be interesting, but they would also be like, it really sounds like they would be a very much side minor faction, and if that's the case, why make a big deal about it? The other thought could be, going back to a Fallout comparison, something similar to the Brotherhood of Steel, which would be people obsessed with pre-war, I don't know what you want to call it, pre-Earth calamity tech. But the only problem with that is, unlike in Fallout, and unlike in Warhammer 40k, the tech that came before the current setting is less advanced. Like, in Fallout, all the tech that came before is like the laser rifles, plasma rifles, power armor, all the stuff the Brotherhood and Enclave really like. Because the stuff that's made currently in like the 2277 is not advanced. It's like not advanced at all. It's junk, or wasting away relics of the past. And in Warhammer 40k, before the Great Crusade, before the Dark Age technology, I shouldn't say that, before the Age of Strife, when there was the Dark Age technology, they had technology that was so wildly advanced that if the Dark Age of technology human empire went against the Imperium of Man, it would not be a contest. I'm not going to get too into that, but it's just so absurdly overpowered how good the old tech was. So unlike those two examples, the old tech in Starfield is just that. It is old tech. It is outdated tech. Their ships would be worse. Their weapons would be worse. Their armor would be worse. They wouldn't make an impact on the settled systems is the problem. The only way they could make an impact was if they somehow brought some knowledge, not like that would make them more powerful, but some knowledge that somehow shook up the balance of the settled systems. Something that challenged the origins of the United Colonies, or the Freestar Collective, or what is generally considered to be factual history within the universe. If they had some sort of proof that things went differently, it could shake up the fabric of society. And that would be a different, interesting path to take. But that's also, in my opinion, expecting a little much from something that's just a teaser trailer. My third guess is that it would be exactly like the Brotherhood of Steel, where somehow the technology they have is more advanced. Like, say, they stayed on Earth underground somehow, and we're just exponentially inventing new stuff. New technology, new ships. I know this is completely in opposition to my last guess, but this one I figured I'd throw out there just as like a maybe. Maybe they're thinking that humans that stayed on Earth would somehow have more information than the humanity that's spread throughout the settled systems. But I just don't see that happening, but it is a possibility. The thing that I kind of struggle to focus on here is the Terran part of it. Armada, yes, could be a whole bunch of ships. I mean, should be a whole bunch of ships. Could be a fleet system for the game, but I'm struggling to think of what it could actually be from Earth, Terran, that would warrant the name, the Terran Armada. What on Earth, not like exaggeratingly, but what on the planet Earth could still be viable, could still be usable, that would warrant this Terran Armada? I guess my fourth and final guess would be not something coming from Earth, something going to Earth. Perhaps there is a concerted effort by the Freestar Collective, the United Colonies, the Starborn, maybe all of them working together on some secret project to restore Earth. Maybe there's some way you could work towards, over time, slowly restoring the planet, like with resource donations, credits, colonists making outposts, something of that sort. It wouldn't be epic, because it would mostly be like a logistical thing, take those missions you can get where it's escort so many scientists to X planet. It would be take this many scientists to Earth, take this many colonists to Earth, deliver this many resources to Earth, to like rebuild the planet, basically re-terraform it and recenter it as humanity's home, as its base. Almost a UN of sorts, where all the factions could come together, even the Crimson Fleet, as terrible as they are. It could be like a big meeting place that you would have to build to over time. Not saying this would add a lot of endgame content, but it would add something to grind towards throughout your entire playthrough through a Unity. And maybe there's even ways to influence how the planet is developed, like maybe one faction has more of a hold over most of it. You could kind of balance who has control over what, maybe even reshape Earth in whatever sort of physical form you want it to. And that would be pretty neat, rebuilding Earth. I think that would be a really neat concept. I just don't see how practically fun that would be, but I like the thought of it. Where it would go from there, I don't exactly know. I can't speculate on any sort of story that would go with that. It really just seems like a side project type deal. But yeah, those are my 4 guesses or I shouldn't say guesses, those are my 4 predictions for what the Terran Armada could be. It could be something along the lines of the ECS Constant. It could be a fleet system similar to Watchtower. It could be something along the lines of the Brotherhood of Steel. Or it could be a concerted effort to rebuild Terra, rebuild Earth. That would be the Armada going to Earth instead of coming from Earth. So what did you think of my 4 guesses? Do any of them seem viable? Do any of them seem interesting? Or do you think I'm just completely off base with my guesses here? Let me know in the comments below. And before I go, I of course, every single video would love to thank my loyal Patreon patron Zanetor over there in the UK for being my single only Patreon patron, and I really do appreciate your confidence in me. If any of you out there watching this video enjoyed this, or any of my many other videos I have, I think I have over 1,000, maybe you should contemplate joining Zanetor there. I'm sure he gets pretty lonely being the only one watching the exclusive videos and posts that you can only get from being a paid member, so there's more perks than just, here's $1, doodle. So with that, I thank you guys very much for watching. I hope this was enjoyable, or at least thought-provoking, and if it was, maybe you'll come back for the next video, we'll see. But until then, explorers, I will see you again, sometime, somewhere, amongst the stars.